is only war.
Thought I needed to add a beer for this one. What's up, gents? 40k dirtbags. Thanks for clicking on the video. We're going to go over Death Guard rules today. We just got finished. Oh, that is nice. We just got finished Chaos Space Marine Index. We did a 3-part series. Not sure how many parts this is going to be. I'm going to try and stop them at around an hour. I don't want to go too far. I don't want people to sit there for 2, 3, 4 hours going over an index. My first Chaos Space Marine, we went over a lot of tactics, ideas, strategies before we even did a full, tactics review. This one, we know a lot of the stuff already because we already did videos on it, and there were some of my most viewed videos on the channel already. Appreciate you guys clicking on the video. If you guys are new, go head over to Discord. We have an awesome fucking dirtbag community over there. If you guys are interested in the competitive scene, we are #1 for Chaos Space Marine play in the world. We were Grey Knights #1 last year in the world. So if you guys want to get better at 10th edition, go ahead over to Patreon. There's a couple different tiers you guys can join. If you guys just want to go watch some more videos, there's going to be a ton coming up in 10th edition. This video is probably going to be posted on Wednesday and Thursday, just because it's Death Guard. A lot of you guys already know that. I want to kind of get some tactical videos coming up, especially for 10th edition. But that's going to be this whole video, just going over the data cards that we haven't seen yet for the Death Guard. I just did Grey Knights are coming out tomorrow, so that's going to take up a lot of time as well. But I wanted to spend tonight to get this to you guys because it is Tuesday, right when they got released. I had to do Chaos Space Marine first, Death Guard is next, and then Grey Knights will be tomorrow. So a lot of content coming up on the channel. So let's get into it. Leave me in the comment below what you liked, disliked. Again, there's so much Death Guard tiers going on right now in the community. It is, everybody knows that it's not as good as what we thought, or is not as good as 9th edition. But hey, if you like Death Guard, I like Death Guard. They're such a cool army, such a cool faction. You could still make whatever you want to run work. You just have to obviously practice and figure out what the good strategies and tactics are going to be. So there's still actually some other things like secondaries, missions, all that stuff that we don't know about that might make Death Guard really fucking good, especially with sticky objectives. So, okay, so we are going to get into it. Let me make myself smaller for you guys so I'm not in your fucking way. All right, so we already know the army rule, which is going to be the contagion ranges. Battle round is 3 inches. It used to be 1, 3, 6. Now it's 3 inches turn 1, 6 inches turn 2, and then battle round 3 onwards is 9. You can extend this, I believe, with Mortarion. But everything within that contagion range is -1 toughness. That'd be cool if it's stacked, but I don't think it does. The detachment rule, spread the sickness, which used to be our secondary, now is if you control an objective mark at the end of your command phase, and Death Guard unit from your army is within range of the objective marker, the objective is said to have been effective and remains under your control. If you have no models in range of the objective until your opponent's controls at the start and the end of the turn. In addition, while an objective mark is infected under your control, they gain Nurgle's Gift. So it's pretty cool. If they don't control it, but they're near the objective, and let's say it's turn 3, that objective is a fucking 9-inch aura of -1 toughness. So shooting more of Death Guard, it's going to be a lot easier because now if you're sticking objectives all over the place, basically everything is going to have spread the sickness on it. So everything on the table is basically going to be -1 toughness. So that's pretty cool going into it. Now these are some new. I didn't go over. So timeout. All this is brand new. Everything that's new in here, I did not go over or review yet. So this is gonna be almost like a live review for you guys over all this. So Ferric Blight. In the shooting phase, 1 Death Guard unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot or fight. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, improve the armor penetration of that attack by 1. If the target of the attack is within contagion range of effective objective marker you control and a critical wound is scored of the attack, improve the armor penetration by 2. So was this the one that they released? Yeah, so basically you're going to improve the armor penetration by 1. And if they're in contagion range of an objective that you control, you improve by 2. So for 1 CP, that's actually really fucking good. So yeah, that's actually really good. AP in this game is going to be hard to come by, so if you can increase it by 1 or even 2, that's going to be awesome. If you control and a critical wound is scored for your attack, improve the odds. So we're going to have a lot of anti-infantry weapons, so it's going to be a lot of critical wounds going on 4+. So if we get a 4+ critical wound, it's going to be AP +2. So just imagine all that being +2 attacks, or +2 AP on our weapons. The flux in the fight phase. 1 Death Guard unit from your army that has not been selected to fight this phase. Until the end of the phase, weapons equipped by models in the unit have... Yeah, so this is the one that they showed. So you get sustained hits 2, so exploding 6s. 2 exploding 6s if you're on the objective marker that you control, and 1 if you're not. So that was the thing that people weren't liking, because why would they give us sticky objectives if they're rewarding us for being on the objective? But okay, we're not going to be negative. We're going to keep going. Disgustingly resilient. 2 CP. This subtract 1 from the damage roll. Everybody's saying that it's going to be a minimum of 1, so I would start practicing a minimum of 1. If you're in a tournament and go into a tournament, you can argue it's going down to 0, but that means everybody else is going to be able to do down to 0 as well. So I would just all agree upon the same thing, that it's going to be a minimum of 1. So I definitely start practicing that it's subtract 1 damage for a minimum of 1. Now the difference between this and a lot of other people is we can use this in the fight phase. 1 Death Guard unit from your army that is selected to target 1 or more enemy attacks until the end of the phase. So it's basically the whole fight phase. Some other people, it's just like the charge phase. If you charged, if you got charged, you know, specific stuff. Ours is just in the fight phase. It's weird it's not the shooting phase either, because sometimes you just get nuked to shooting attacks. Gifts of Decay, your command phase. 1 Death Guard model from your army. That model regains D3 lost wounds. If the model's unit is within contagion range of affected objective marker, that model regains 3 lost wounds. Cool. So you can basically heal Mortarion for 1 CP. That's pretty sick. Late game when he's like going down and like you're like, oh shit, let me just spend 1 CP to get 3 lost wounds out of nowhere. This actually can heal tanks as well. And I don't think you have to control it. Marker you control. All right, so you do have to control it and be on the objective. So there you go, another thing that they give us that wants to keep us near objective markers. So that's cute, but cool. It's a free heal for 3 lost wounds. Boil Blight. In your shooting phase, 1 Death Guard unit from your army with 1 enemy unit within contagion range of that unit. Until the end of the phase, each time a weapon equipped with a Death Guard model from the unit targets a enemy unit, that weapon has a heavy and ignores ability. Holy shit. So basically, you're going to get +1 to hit because it's heavy, and you ignore cover. So just think about all the shots that we're going to go over, keeping that in mind, that if I want to spend 1 CP and I'm shooting at a unit that's in contagion range of another unit. So it says, from your army, 1 enemy unit within contagion range of that unit. So you have to be in contagion range of the same unit. 1 Death Guard unit from your army and 1 enemy unit within contagion range of that unit. Okay, so it has to be near you. You gain heavy and ignore cover. So that could be used for tanks as well. So some tank weapons can gain the heavy ability. So that way you potentially could, you know, shoot it, get +1 to hit, not moving, stuff like that. Your opponent's shooting phase, just after an enemy unit is selected as targets, 1 Death Guard unit from your army was selected as a target, 1 or more enemy attacks. Until the end of the phase, your stealth ability. All right, so Chaos can't be targeted within 12 inches because of Nurgle. We get stealth. So Cloudify definitely would have been better for 1 CP. Can't be targeting that unit within outside 12 inches. So now I'm at the point where I'm just comparing to other armies already. So, all right, enhancements. So we get 4 enhancements. Cool. So we get 4 enhancements. Living Plague. Add 3 range to the Aura abilities, including Nurgle's Gift. All right, so you get to add 3 inches to the Aura abilities. So the Feeling of Pain, putting this on your Demon Prince to get Feeling of Pain across the board is cool. Death Guard model only while enemy unit is within contagion range of the bearer. Each time that unit fails a battle shock test, roll d6 on a 2-5, you suffer 1 mortal wound. On a 6, you suffer 3 mortal wounds. That probably won't be taken right now from what I'm seeing. One enemy is within continued range of the bear. Okay. Deadly pathogen. Model only. Add 1 to the strength and attack characteristic of the bearer's melee weapons. While the bearer is in range of the affected objective marker you control. So another thing that you have to be on the objective markers. Add 2 to the strength and attack characteristic of the bearer's melee instead. So instead of add 1 and attack, you add 2 and attack if you're... Alright, so you get 1 if you're not near an objective, and then you get 2 if you are near an objective. So probably putting this on a Chaos Lord or somebody like that is definitely going to be cool. So it's add 2 strength, their -1 toughness, and add 2 attacks. Alright, so I can see us definitely adding that every single time. And Chamberlain, this is definitely good. So this is probably going to be on our Malignant Playcaster. Each time a bearer's unit is selected as a target of a charge until the end of the phase, subtract 2 from the charge roll. So combining this with the Playcaster of the -2 movement and charges, they're basically -4 charges if they're charging that unit. So a 10-man unit of Plague Marines with -4 charges. If your Playcaster hits that unit, that's fucking deadly. So Chamberlain is going on our Playcaster 100% of the time. Cool fucking image. That is awesome. Alright, let's get into it. So Death Guard Demon Prince is above Mortarion, which is weird. Okay. I guess Mortarion and Lord of War at the bottom. Alright, so movement 7. Toughness 11. So I think the Chaos Space Marine is toughness 10. So he gets +1 more toughness. 2 up save, 4 up. So 2 up, 4 up is fucking huge. 10 wounds, leadership 6, OPSEC 3. So he's got a Plague Spear, basically auto hitting, ignore cover, anti-infantry 2+ flamer, which is insane. He doesn't have the deep strike. This one has the deep strike. No, he doesn't have the deep strike either. I was hoping that Demon Prince can deep strike. Okay, so Plague Spear, 12-inch, and then he's got the sweep ability as well. It's 14 in tank, strength 6. AP 0, 1 damage. Now, if you put that one thing, it's +1 strength, +1 attack. Let's imagine it on a Demon Prince. So we got +2 strength, +2 attack. So you're wounding, or you're at 8 attacks if you're on the objective. Strength 10. So you're wounding everything from strength 6 and below on 2s, because you're going to go from strength 6 to, or toughness 6 to toughness 5 because of the contagion range. And the walking Death Guard gives Feel No Pain on a 6+ infantry units, not himself, which kind of stinks. A 6-up Feel No Pain. I mean, just to give us a 6-up Feel No Pain is cool. Wish there was a thing that I can get at a 5+ Feel No Pain, but it doesn't look like you can. But still, hits pretty hard. Has a pretty good fucking flamer. Auto wounding infantry on a 2+. And that's it. I'm comparing this to like the Chaos Space Marine because I just did a video, and like everything has dark pack, so everything gets like exploding 6s, auto wounding, all that stuff. So I have to try and see the keywords now specifically on what they get. So yeah, that's the walking Hive Tyrant. 2 up, 4 up, speed 7, toughness 11 is pretty good. I'm gonna hit like a truck. Okay, let's go to this one. We got movement 11, so 8, 9, 10, 11. No, sorry, gain 4 movements. That's actually huge for Death Guard. Speed 11 has the fly keyword. He has the same Plague Spear, and then the same weapons. So you're going to get, 8 attacks, sitting on 2s, strength 10, AP 2, 3 damage. Each time a model ends a charge move, select one enemy unit within engagement range of it. That unit must take its battle shock test. That's always good in 10th edition. Each time this model ends a charge move, until the end of the turn, its Hellforge weapons have the devastating wounds ability. That is awesome. Okay, so the Hellforge are these guys. So it basically gets devastating wounds on the charge. So you charge, you get devastating wounds. So anything 6s to wound is going to be 3 flat mortal wounds. So giving this guy an additional +2 strength and then +2 attacks, it will definitely be beneficial because going against vehicles, he's only strength 8, goes up to strength 10. So you're basically going to be wounding on 5s on most vehicles going into them. So even with the -1 toughness, you're still going to need that extra strength to try and get that down. No rerolls, I don't see anything on them. So Okay, there's our wing of Demon Prince. I have to actually put wings on mine. Mine has the walking one. But if we want the Feel No Pain, we need a walking Demon Prince. We don't need the wing Demon Prince. So the walking Demon Prince might be a better option for the Feel No Pain. So, Typhus, my boy, looks fucking awesome. Let's make this bigger for you guys. All right, cool. So Typhus gets a 5 move, toughness 6, 2 up, 4 up, 6 wounds, which is pretty good. Leadership 6 and OBSEC 1. So he's got the Man Reaper, which lethal hits automatically wounds the target. 5 attacks, strength 9, AP 2, 3 damage. That's the lethal hits is better than the Demon Prince just because of the lethal ability. 10 attacks for the sweep, hitting on 2s. So I think before he used to hit on 3s because he didn't get the +1 to hit, which might have been him with Lord of Contagion. I think he had actually -1 to hit with his scythe. Yeah, so he actually gets +1 to hit now with his overhead attack. He gets 3 damage, which is fucking awesome. So it all depends on points, guys, honestly. But he can deep strike while this model is leading a unit. Each time the melee attack against a unit, subtract from one from the hit roll. So basically, he has Cloud of Flies with him all the time with that unit. In your shooting phase, this is really cool. You can select one enemy unit within 18 inches and visible to the Psyker. Roll a d6. On a 1, you take d3 mortals. And on a 2 to 5, they take d6 mortals. So it's a big smite coming in, selecting the unit. And it's d3 +3 on a 6. So it just automatically goes off on a 2+. That's actually really, really cool. So that's definitely going to help out, picking off units that are, low in wounds or want to like get a unit down below starting strength. Maybe there's something that combines with that. But what's cool about this is he can go with Poxwalkers. He might be the only one to go with Poxwalkers. I don't know yet. But 20-man Poxwalker unit with Typhus coming in, being able to smite some bitches. -1 to hit on the Poxwalkers. All right, let's see how many things we can tag the Poxwalkers in with this this video. All right, we got Death Guard Chaos Lord. There's a bunch of cool looking Chaos Lords out there. But this guy is speed 5, toughness 5, so same as the... So Typhus is speed 5. Why are Terminator speed 4 then? All right, so toughness 5, 3 up save, 4 up invuln save, wounds 5. He has a bunch of regular weapons, Stardust Chainsword, Plague Fist, lethal hits, strength 8, AP 2, 2 damage. Corrupted, Encrusted, Exalted Weapon. So basically, everything strength 8, you're going to be wounding Terminators on 2s because they're going to go from toughness 5 to toughness 4. So wounding stuff on 2s is awesome. Twin Lightning Claws. That's cool. That's new. Twin Linked, so reroll the wounds. 7 attacks. You can go up to 9 attacks if you give him that relic. Strength 7. Yeah, strength 7. So wounding infantry on 2s. Hitting on 2s, -2 AP and 1 damage. Rerolling the wounds. So probably go with this one, Plague Fist, honestly. Hitting on 3s, 2, 2. While this model is leading unit, each time the model in the unit makes an attack, reroll the hit roll of 1. Nice, so rerolls of 1. While an enemy unit is within contagion range of this model until the end of the phase, or at the end of the turn, roll 1d6 on a 4+, enemy suffers d3 mortals. Okay, so he's got an aura. While an enemy unit is within contagion range of this model at the end of the turn. Cool. So it's basically just a fucking aura of contagion range at the end of the turn. While an enemy unit is within contagion range at the end of the turn, roll 1d6 on a 4+. So it says, is it multiple units? It looks like multiple units. When an enemy unit is within, yeah, so every enemy unit that's within contagion range of this guy on a 4+ takes d3 mortals. That's pretty cool. But rerolling ones to hits. With this guy, what can he join? He can join Plague Marines. So most of these guys could probably just join Plague Marines. Then we got Death Guard Chaos Lord in Terminator armor. This guy, while this leading, reroll hit roll 1, so there's your rerolls to 1. While the enemy unit is within contagion range, so same as that thing, just copy and paste in a Terminator. So he's got a 2 up, 4 up, 6 wounds compared to 5 wounds. And toughness 6 compared to toughness 5. So he gains +1 toughness, +1 wound, loses a speed, but he's really tanky. Combi weapon, Plague Weapon, Chain Fist, Plague Fist, Twin Link. All right, so that's going to be looking really cool if you put some lightning claws on your Terminator, Death Guard, Lord. Like that's just going to look so fucking cool. That's new, so we never had that before. Chain Fist though, that's probably what you're going to be using. Anti-vehicle. It's good to have the vehicle, especially with your Terminators. 5 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 8, AP 2, 2 damage, auto wounding on 3s for vehicles. And then everything else is basically lethal hits. Cool, not bad. Going Blightlord Terminators and Death Shroud Terminators. So both of them are going to be able to reroll 1s to hit, but the Death Shroud Terminators automatically hit, so not really going to be needing that. This is the guy that's going to be with your Terminators. So anti-infantry, speed 4, toughness 6, wound 6, so basically same as the other guy, 2 up, 4 up. Anti-infantry on a 2+, ignores cover. Twin links, so reroll the wound rolls. 12 inches, damage or attack 6, strength 5, AP 1, 1 damage. So basically you auto wound on 2s against infantry. You're ignoring cover and you reroll the wounds. So wounding on 2s, reroll the wounds. Heavy Plague Fist is lethal hits. 5 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 8, AP 2, 2 damage. While this model is leading a unit, each time the model makes a ranged attack, you can reroll the wound roll. So there you go. This guy is going to be tagged with your Death Shroud unit. I think 6 maybe if you can max it out. I'm not sure if you can go up to 10. 10 would be fucking expensive. 500 points for 10 Death Shroud units or models. Each time a friendly Death Guard model makes an attack with a blast weapon, that targets a unit that is visible to this model, add 1 to the hit roll, which is Plague Burst Crawlers, and that attack ignores cover. So your Plague Burst tagged with Mortarion, combining with this, they're hitting on 2s because they ignore indirect because of Mortarion, +1 to hit because of this, and you ignore cover. So that's going to be pretty good combo. This guy coming in from Deep Strike, seeing whatever the fuck you want to see, and then all the Plague Bursts just go crazy and shoot the entire backfield. Yeah, hopefully there's some way to increase charges. I'm not sure yet. Probably not, though. Lord of Contagion, one of the coolest looking models in Death Guard. All the same stats, so it's literally just copy and paste. He's got, while this model's leading a unit, each time the model makes a melee attack, you can reroll a hit roll. Each time this model is leading, each time a model in that unit. All right, so full rerolls to hit. That's the shooting and... Is it melee? Makes a melee attack. All right, so only melee. You get to reroll the hit rolls. In the fight phase, each time a model loses a wound, roll a d6 on a 4+. The closest enemy unit within engager range suffers 1 mortal wound. What? In the fight phase, each time this model loses a wound on a 4+, they suffer a mortal wound. So that's going to come down later in the game if they actually kill the bodyguard unit that he's with. But he's got 5 attacks, hitting on 2s, strength 8, AP 2, 3 damage. How much is Typhus? I think he's like the same, right? Strength 9. Shit. Strength 9, AP 2, 3 damage. So Typhus is +1 strength compared to the Lord of Contagion. You know, I'm gonna miss the Plague Skull. that's what I'm gonna really miss. Death Guard Sorcerer. Fuck, do I want to bring Death Guard to ACO and just take the 20-point loss in round 1 because I said I was going with Chaos Space Marine? Death Guard Sorcerer in Terminator armor. All right, what does this guy get? 5 wounds. Combi weapon, Curse of the Leper, Witchfire. Let's go to this one. Hazardous Psychic, so 2d6 shots, hitting on 3s, strength 6, AP 2, 1 damage. Hazardous Psychic. And that's it. Yeah, because Curse of the Leper used to be 6 shots, anything on like a 3, 4+ takes a mortal wound. Or no, it was above your toughness, you take a mortal wound. So that was really good for killing like characters or, low wound infantry. It's got Chain Fist, Force Weapon, 4 attacks, strength 6, AP 1, D3 damage. Lethal hits on everything else. Dude, having a whole army with Lightning Claws would look really, really fucking cool. An Exalted Weapon, lethal hits. So I think probably another Chain Fist or Force Weapon. Psychic. At the start of the fight phase, you can select one enemy unit within 18 inches invisible to the Psyker. Roll a d6 on a 1. Psyker suffers due to on 2. Psyker subtract 1 from the... Oh, okay, cool. So he has the same as the Malignant Plaguecaster, I believe. At the start of the fight phase... No, so this is at the start of the fight phase. You can select one enemy unit within 18 inches invisible to the Psyker. Roll d6 on a 1. You suffer mortal wounds on a 2+ at the end... Until the end of that phase. And it's just at the start of the fight phase. So both fight phases. It doesn't say your fight phase, it says the fight phase. Each time the attack is allocated to a model in this Psyker's unit, subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of that attack. There's our -1 damage. Familiar, once per battle, after selecting targets of the psychic weapon equipped by this model until the end of the phase, improve the strength and damage characteristic of that by 2. So strength 8, improve the strength and damage characteristic of that weapon by 2. Just damage 3 cursed leper shots. Is that how it's worded? Once per battle after selecting until the end of the phase, improve the strength and damage characteristic of that weapon by 2. So you're improving it by 2. So basically you're going up to damage or strength 8, 3 damage, cursed leper, witchfire. Holy shit. Once per battle. So that is going to come in clutch. Just 3 damage, cursed leper shots coming in. That is actually really cool. That is a fuck. Does Grey Knight get something like that? Because that is insane. Yep, this guy is definitely really good. Going to be brought somewhere. Can Terminators, I guess. Yeah, Blight Lord, Death Shroud. So probably Death Shroud. Honestly, just to get some shots off. Maybe a 3-man Blight Lord unit. Honestly, just coming in deep strike and just nuking a unit or something. Because then you get -1 damage. So they're -1 to wound, I believe, already. So -1 to wound and -1 damage on that unit. Yeah, that seems like a good combo. Yeah, because this guy gives you -1 to the wound roll. But he can only join Plague Marine units. So this guy coming in with the Plague Marine unit, we already went over this guy in the last couple of videos. But you're going to combine this right here. Subtract 2 from the advance and charge rolls made for that unit with the one relic that gives you -2 to charges. So that Plague Marine unit that this guy is in, they're going to get -4 to charge rolls, and it's actually a shooting attack if they're hit. So 12 inches away. So if they're 12 inches away, let's say their speed, I don't know, 8, they move 2 inches less, so they move 6. Now they're 6 inches away from you, but they have a -4 to charges. So they have a 10-inch charge that they started 12 inches away from you. Yeah, that's pretty good. Cool. So that's again, this guy is still going to be used in this edition. In the shooting phase, you can select one enemy unit with an 18-inch visible psyker. Roll till next. Yeah, so basically you get to target a unit within 18 inches. And until the next shooting phase, each time the model in that enemy unit makes a melee attack, subtract 1 from the wound roll. So it's -1 to wound on that unit and -2 to advance and charges. And it's auto hitting as well because it's turret. So this guy getting out of a Rhino with Plague Marines, he's speed 5. You can't advance and shoot it, but you're speed 5, 6, 7, 8. So 20 inches away, you can do that. And then 18 inches away, you can do that one. So 20 inches away, you're not going to be able to have somebody charge you pretty far. So that's pretty good. Then we got our Plague Marine. So we already went over these guys. Basically, while this unit is within range of objective marker you control, each time you make a battle shock test, add 1 to the test. So you're basically going to pass your battle shock on 5. They have all the same stuff. They did lose the flail, which I was pretty bummed about, but they had bubonic weapons, lethal hits, so auto wounding, heavy plague weapon, which is AP2 2 damage, and then plague knives. You can also bring the blight launchers, which are 2 damage, melta guns D6, plasma guns, plasma pistols. But the heavy plague weapon AP2 2 damage. So I don't think you can bring a fist. Yeah, so how many can you bring? You bring basically 2 per 10-man unit. And also the plague champions, plague knives can be replaced with one of the following. So 1 heavy plague weapon, so you could have 1 heavy plague weapon on your champion. And then here we go. For every 5 models in this unit, up to 2 plague marines can each have their... All right, cool. So 4 heavy plague weapons. So you can use the flails that you have as plague weapons. Like if you don't want to remodel it. That's weird because in the box they actually give you a flail. So now it's just going to count as a heavy plague weapon. But that's still 5 heavy plague weapons, which are all strength 8, AP2, 2 damage, 3 attacks each, hitting on 4s though. There's probably combos in here somewhere where you get to like get +1 to hit or whatever it may be. I think you can only add 2 leaders to the unit though. So if one leader is going to be the Plaguecaster and then the other unit's going to be something else, the heavy plague weapons might be in another unit that's going to be melee focused. The Plaguecaster might be in a unit that's shooting focused, because when they move up and get out of the Rhino can move 12, they get out 3, so it's basically 15 inches, and then he can shoot his psychic abilities, and then all the Plague Marines can just unload on them as well. So maybe -1 to hit on that unit is going to be good. So something like the Chaos Lord or something with Cloud of Flies, anything that's going to be defensive to shooting. And then you have one that's going to be more aggressive to melee. So the 5 heavy plague weapons with maybe like Meltaguns is going to be your melee unit, and then the Blight Launchers and Plasma Guns are going to be a shooting unit. Yes, because you can Plague Champion Bolt Gun replaced with the Plasma Guns. You can have 1 Plasma Gun there, and then so basically you have 3 Plasma Guns. 3 Plasma Guns, 2 Blight Launchers. Yeah, 3 Plasma Guns, 2 Blight Launchers. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 more models left, so then just Bolt Guns will be equipped with the rest of them. Plague Spear is only 12 inches. You kind of don't want to be further than that. If you are closer to that, you're going to basically hop out 15 and then shoot your Plague Weapon, which ignores cover. Anti-Infantry 2+, AP1, so it's not bad. Plague Belcher. It's Anti-Infantry on a 4+, ignores cover turret. But strength 4, AP1, yeah, so... You got 2 options. You got the shooting Plague Marines, you got the melee Plague Marines. So I still think they're good. You get to reroll the Battle Shock, so that helps. Death Guard Cultists. I haven't used Death Guard Cultist ever. But what do they get? They have a Scout. Oh shit. Death Guard gets Scout moves. Shit. That's actually really good. So Scout move, and then Sticky Objectives, because they're Death Guard. Nurgle's Gift. So yeah, so wow. Okay, we get some Scout, guys. So 50 points to get a fucking couple Scout moves out there and just take over the board or block. You know, wow. Did not expect that at all. Scout 6. And they have Nurgle's Gift, which is the fucking aura. How are these guys alive? Cool, not bad. Poxwalkers, they get Nurgle's Gift. Feel no pain, 5+. They have a... Do they have OBSEC 1? No, OBSEC 1. 6 up save. These guys are movement 4, same. Toughness 4. No save. Leadership 8. OBSEC 1. Are they still fearless? That would kind of suck if they're not. Each time this model in the unit makes an attack that destroys an enemy model, excluding monster vehicle, you can return 1 destroyed. All right, so that's cool. They kept that. And then while Typhus is leading this unit, enemy models destroyed as a result of Typhus. The Eater Plague ability counts as enemy models destroyed by an attack me. But that's fucking awesome. So endless zombies coming in. So what does he have? Destroyed by the Eater Plague ability. Eater Plague ability. Is that a psychic? All right, here we go. So there you go. So D6 mortal wounds. So if you're going into like single wound infantry, you're bringing back d6 mortal wounds, or if you get a 6, d3 plus 3 guys coming back. I wasn't sure why you would fucking put Typhus in like a Poxwalker unit, but now this makes sense. So you basically have a 20 Poxwalkers just fucking running around with Typhus. Every time they kill, I mean, him coming in from the board edge and just fucking being there, that's going to be awesome. Toughness 4, 1 wound, 2 attacks, hitting on 5s, strength 3 though, that kind of sucks. Lethal hits, automatically wounding. So yeah, they're okay. They're okay. I mean, 5-up Feel No Pain, I think they had a 6-up before, so 5-up Feel No Pain built in is not bad. If they get cover somehow, which most likely they will, they have a 6-up save, 5-up Feel No Pain, AP 0 attacks. Typhus is protected a little bit. You can keep bringing guys back. You can steal objectives. So basically you can shoot the Plague Bearer ability and return models at ranged, which is cool. Yep, 20 Poxwalkers. Let's go. All right, this guy's new, Noxus Blightbringer. We did not use him at all in 9th edition. Speed 5, you can add him to a Plague Marine unit and attach another character as well. Cursed Bell, lethal hits, 5 attacks, weapon skill 3, strength 4, 2 attacks, AP 0, which... Okay. While this model is leading a unit, you can reroll advance and charge rolls. Alright, so reroll advance and charge rolls. Can you advance and charge in Death Guard? While this model is leading, you can reroll advance and charge rolls made for that unit while an enemy unit is within contagion range of this model. Each time a battle shock or leadership test is taken for the enemy unit, subtract 2 from the test. Wow. So this guy makes... Wait. Aura. So it's an aura. If you extend his aura by 3 inches, on turn 1, everything within 6 inches gets +2 to battle shock tests. So basically, most of your army is going to be fearless or really good on battle shock tests. And that's about it. He has a pistol hazardous, 12 inches. So really, you're bringing him in here for this, just to be an aura for the -2 to battle shock tests. Sorry, I totally fucked that up. While an enemy unit is within contagion range of this model. So -2 to battle shock test is huge for the enemy opponent. So that's why, okay, so that's why you can reroll the advance and charges. So you can reroll the advance roll. So if this guy's just running 5 inches, let's say he's speed 5, getting out of the Rhino is 8, or the Rhino moves up 12, he gets out 3, so it's 12, 13, 14, 15. So you can just kind of plant him in the middle of somebody's army on turn 2. So give him the 1 relic where he gets +3 to contagion ranges. So on turn 2, he's contagion range 9 inches. So everything within 9 inches is now -2 to battle shock tests. So put him in like a 5-man Plague Marine unit that's melee. You kind of just run them forward and move them forward. I guess you can't really charge after that when you get out of the Rhino, but still, you have a 12, 13, 15, 15 plus 9. You have a 24-inch threat range of his -2 to battle shock tests. Actually, you combine this with the Plague Burst Crawler, and then Plague Burst Crawlers are shooting indirectly, so then anytime they have to take a battle shock test, they're fucking -2 to battle shock test. Look at that combo, let's go! So, this guy running out of a Rhino, or Rhino moving up, and then this guy getting out of the Rhino, everything's -2 to that test. It's a good combo. I'll post that on Discord. Maybe nobody thought of that. I'm sure they have. And that's it. So Foul Blight Spawn we already went over. While this model is leading a unit, model's unit has fight first ability, so no more fight last in the game. But his Plague Spear is still pretty good. It's strength 7, AP 2, 2 damage. 12-inch range, ignores cover, anti-infantry on a 2+. So automatically hitting, wounding infantry on a 2+, no matter what. AP 2, 2 damage. So not bad. He can join Plague Marine unit. There you go. So Plague Marine unit. So he can be the leader of the melee unit. for the Plague Marines, if you really want that fight first ability. And he can get out of the Rhino, essentially, and then shoot still and then charge. So, or he can be the, oh fuck, what if you put this guy with the Malignant Plaguecaster? So when the Malignant Plaguecaster gets out and then, you know, shoot something, they minus a lot to whatever. This guy also gets out, shoot something as well, automatically hitting, because they're both the same distance, 12-inch threat ranges. And then next turn, he can then move up and spray something again, or on the Overwatch, he can kind of just back up, shoot something. Like, I think him with the other guy would be a really good combo. This guy I was looking forward to. So he was super good in 9th edition. One of my favorite people to bring. Please tell me he's not bad. All right, Foul Infusion. While this model is leading a unit, weapons equipped by models in that unit have the lethal hits ability. In addition, each time a model in the unit makes an attack, a critical hit is scored on a modified hit roll of 5 instead of a 6. So automatically wound on a 5 instead of 6s. And once per battle in your shooting phase, you can target this model with a grenade stratagem for 0 CP. Okay. And then you can do so even if you have already targeted a different unit with stratagem once. So the grenade strat, I believe, is you shoot like 8 times or something with the grenade ability. And I forget specifically, but this guy, since he has so many grenades on his body, I guess he just gets to do it for 0 CP. I think it's a 1 CP strat, so basically you're saving 1 CP for that. This guy's not bad. I mean, he's going to give your melee unit automatically wounding on... automatically wounding on 5s instead of 6s. So let's put him back into our Plague Marine unit. And let's go over what that combo would be. So, okay, so all of our bubonic weapons, plague knives, what are they equipped with? Plague knives. So everybody's basically equipped with a plague knife. Or for every 5 models, 2 Plague Marines can have their Plague Bolter replaced with 1 bubonic weapon. So bubonic weapon is lethal hits, 4 attacks, weapon skill 3, strength 5, AP 2. That's pretty good. AP 2, 1 damage. Plague knives are just AP 0. They used to all be, I think, AP 1. But an extra attack. So you can get 4 potential bubonic weapons. 2 Plague Marines can have their Plague Bolter, 1 heavy. All right, so you're going to have 2, 4, 5 heavy weapons, and then 2, 4 bubonic weapons. And then you have room for 1 more, I guess, a meltagun. Bubonic weapons, plague knives can be replaced with one of the following. Plague champion. No, that's the champion. Yeah, so basically you're going to have the plague champion having a heavy plague weapon. Yeah, so that's it. You're just going to have mainly 4 attacks each, weapon skill 3, strength 5, AP 2, 1 damage, automatically wounding on 5s. So anything you charge into, like tanks or anything, you're going to automatically wound them on 5s, AP 2. And the damage ones, these ones are going to be same thing, hitting on 4s, but 5s automatically wound. I wish we had rerolls. Okay, so this guy would be combined with the melee unit potentially. But he's got hyper blade grenades, assault, blast, lethal hits. So 12-inch range, hitting on 3, strength 5, AP 1, 2 damage. That's really good. And then the pistol is 3 inches. Strength 4, AP 1, 3 damage on the pistol. That's pretty good. Yeah, so not bad. Yeah, not bad. Taliban, I'm just not sure about. I'm not sure if you're going to be bringing him because it's only in your command phase. It's not both command phases. But if you bring this guy on a 7+, you potentially gain 1 CP. This could be good probably for a unit in the back if there's anything that he can be combined with. Nope, just Plague Marines. So if you have a far shooting Plague Marine unit, maybe 24 inches away, you can have this guy attached to him. But yeah, you basically have 5 chances to potentially on a 7+ gain 1 CP. I've gone games without getting CP in both command phases by not rolling a 7. So this guy just cut his thing down by 50% to try and get 1 CP for the army. So I mean, you get +1 to hit. So if this guy's in a shooting unit, that whole unit gets +1 to hit. They can't be getting out of a rhino because it happens in your command phase and it has to be on the battlefield. So if this guy is in a Plague Marine unit, they're basically threatening, I guess, 24 + 5, so 29-inch threat range, +1 to hit, not bad. So hitting on 2s, and then on a 7+ gain 1 CP. So if you want to try him out, I'm going to try him out. But again, I don't know. This guy would be cool for the melee unit. So you can actually destroy or bring one model back in the unit with the Plague Surgeon and heal a infantry character model within 3 inches. So if you have a Plague Marine unit following up with another unit, you can have him heal that other unit's character or something like that. It's only infantry character, it's not a Mortarian. But Death Guard infantry character model within 3 inches, that model regains D3 or 3 lost wounds. So we finally get a Reser back in Death Guard, but it's only for Plague Marines. I was like, if this guy could be in a Terminator unit, that'd be fucking bonkers. Weapon's not bad. Lethal hits, 4 attacks, strength 5, AP2, 2 damage. He's got one of the coolest blades. I have this model. I haven't even put them together because we didn't use them last edition. But now you might actually be able to put them together in a Plague Marine unit. So depending on the points, this guy could be attached to basically every Plague Marine unit and just keep bringing one back every single turn for free. So yeah, that's not bad. So if I have like 5 Plague Marine units or 3 Plague Marine different units, 1 Plague Surgeon in each unit, and then 1 special character in each unit on top of that, that could be maybe a fun combo. We haven't tried it out yet. Blightlord Terminators we went over. Each time the model in the unit makes a range attack, targets a close enemy unit, reroll the wound roll of 1. So maybe good with Deep Strike, coming down and then shooting a unit, rerolling 1s. They have anti-infantry combi weapons on a 4+, devastating wound. So anything on 4+, rerolling 1s to wound, it's going to be mortal wounds. They have an autocannon. Chaos Space Marine has a 3 damage Havoc Launcher or Havoc Cannon, whatever the fuck it's called. Blight Launcher lost an AP, but it's AP 1, 2 damage, strength 6. And that's about it. Flail of Corruption, they kept the flail. It lost 1 AP, but it's still 2 damage, 6 attack still, so that's really good. So you're still going to be able to have the flails in your Blightlord Terminators. So these guys combined with one of the lords up top is definitely going to be good. Maybe the Sorcerer Lord. The Sorcerer Lords sounds so fucking good. Destral Terminators, these guys are the coolest fucking models. One of the coolest models of Death Guard. So toughness 6, 2 up save, 4 up invuln save, 3 wounds. These guys have a built-in character if they're -1 to wound. So if a character is in the unit, if the strength characteristic of the attack is greater than the unit's toughness. So the toughness 6, so anything toughness strength 7 or more is -1 to wound that unit. So it's not as good as I thought, but still -1 to wound built in. And then you combine that with the -1 damage for the sorcerer. But you want the plague, you want the spewer guy to be a part of this unit because all of their weapons get to reroll the wound rolls. So it's ignoring cover, anti-infantry on a 4+, pistol, auto hitting, so you can shoot this in combat, full rerolls to wound. 12 inches, D6, 3, AP 0, 1. So it kept the strength, kept the AP, but it is anti-infantry on a 4+. So you're going to wound all the infantry on a 4+, full rerolls to wound. Is there a way we can increase the AP? That's going to be something up here. So right here, so this is the shooting or fight phase. Your shooting phase or fight phase, 1 Death Guard unit from your army is not selected to shoot or fight until the end of the phase. Each time the model in that unit makes an attack, improve the arm penetration can attack by 1. If the target attack is in contagion range of an effective objective marker you control, the critical wound is scored, so on a 4+, increase that arm penetration by 2. So that's actually a really good fucking combo. So these guys coming down, Ferric Blighting, their way for somebody near an objective marker, because the objective contagion keeps growing. So on turn 2, 6 inches if they're away from one of our objective markers, or 9 inches on turn 3 if they're away from our objective markers. Anything on a 4+, full reels to wound, it's AP2 flamers, auto wounding, infantry. So that's actually a really, really good combo. Yeah, that's fuck. That's really good. And you, it's torn, so it's auto hitting, and I think it ignores cover. So AP2, ignoring cover, full rerolls to wound, wounding them on 4. Yeah, guys, what so far of what we've seen, what the fuck is better than that? Probably not a lot. All right, so that's really cool. Squad of 3 to 6. So same squad size, 3 to 6. It sucks because the leader used to have 2 Plague Spurt gauntlets. Everything else stayed the same. They actually gained hitting on 2s because it used to be hitting on 3s for their overhead attacks. Strength 8, AP2, 2 damage. So they actually gained 1 weapon skill, 4 attacks. They lost 2 on their sweep attacks, but they still hit on 2, strength 5, AP 0, 1 damage. In melee, they could be lethal hits, automatically wounding. So on a 6, it's not that good in melee. It's really good in shooting though. So yeah, that's really cool. Death Guard Hellbrood. A lot of people talking about this guy. Look how cool that dude looks. So what does he got? Each time a model is selected to shoot or fight. Each time this model, after this has finished making its attack, select one enemy unit that was hit by one or more of those attacks until the end of the next phase. Next turn, that enemy is always considered to be within contagion range. All right, cool. Each time a model ends a charge move, select one enemy unit within contagion range of it. Roll d6 on a 2+. All right, cool. So each time this model ends a charge move on a 2+, take d3 mortals. And this guy can be combined with your shooting guys. Basically, if he shoots a unit, that unit is considered to be in contagion range. So you combine that with long range shots. Everything now is -1 toughness. And if there's anything that stacks with contagion ranges, that's going to be a pretty good combo. So speed 6, toughness 9, 2 up save, no invuln save. 8 wounds, OBSEC 3. You can bring with him plasma. It's basically like every other Hellbrute. Heavy bolter, last cannon, plasma cannon, missile launcher. So probably you're going to use this guy for the shooting. From melee, he's got fists, which if he has 2 hell fists, is twin link. So basically re-rolling the wounds. So he's got 5 attacks. Weapon skill 3, strength 12, -2, 3 damage, re-rolling the wounds. Probably going to be using him mainly for this. Yeah, that's probably what you're going to be using him for. Can't deep strike, anything like that. So yeah, not bad. He's going to come with a multi-melted missile launcher and close combat weapon. Close combat weapon. All right, so it comes with a multi-melted missile launcher. Spawn. What did we get for Spawn? Movement 8, toughness 5, 4 up save, 4 wounds, leadership 7, 1 obsec, d6 +2 attacks. These spawns are insane. Chaos Space Marine was nuts. Being able to combine all the buffs that Chaos Space Marine have, but this guy has a Field of Pain of 5+, 4 up save, 5 up Field of Pain. At the start of each player's turn, we gain d3 low. So all the spawn are the same, but having a couple of these guys running around in squads of 2 or 3 is going to be fucking nuts. With Chaos Space Marine, you get to either get exploding 6s or auto wounding, but this one they just have hitting on 4, strength 5, AP 1, 2 damage. So not bad. Hopefully the points aren't too expensive. Oh, each one comes with 2 spawns, so I don't think you can add more than 2 spawn. I didn't see that on the other ones, so I apologize. I guess it's just a couple units of 2 spawn. So maybe they're 50 points, 25 each. Let's get into the Mythic Blight Haulers. They have been reviewed before, but each time the model unit makes a range attack, targets a vehicle, add 1 to the wound roll. So if you are strength of 9, most of the time you're going to be wounding on 5s, go down to 4s. So with the Meltas, you're going to get 4 against vehicles. Yeah, so if there's other units that are toughness 9, you're going to wound on 3s. Most of the vehicles in the game are probably going to be 9 to 12, so it's going to be 4s to 3s or 5s to 4s. But it's still melts to 2, so within 9 inches you actually get D6 plus 2, AP 4 still, which is good. You have 4 attacks, missile launcher. So he basically has all of these, which is cool. Units of 3, so 1 to 3 blade haulers, and their melee weapon, lethal hits, automatically wounding, 4 attacks, weapon skill 3, strength 6, AP 1, 1 damage. So speed 10, definitely one of the fastest in Death Guard. So speed 10, shooting 18 inches away, so basically 28-inch threat range, or these guys coming in from reserves, can't even come in within 9 inches. Yeah, so you can't even get that extra melta range from reserves. These guys probably going to have to start on the table to try and get that extra melta damage, but you're going to be able to add 1 to the wound roll, only for vehicles. It's got a 3 up, 5 up, toughness 9. So I have 9 of these guys just sitting on the shelf, kind of waiting for their day of glory. Floated blight drone. Just builds another one of these guys. I think the blight launcher actually is going to be really, really good. So they are equipped with 1 heavy blight launcher. So with that, we have lethal hits, automatically wounding on a 6. 6 attacks, 36-inch range, hitting on 3s, strength 8, AP 2, 2 damage. So this model is eligible to shoot and declare charge in which it fell back. So you can't tie it up. I mean, even if you did, it could still shoot in combat because it's a vehicle, but at least you can shoot and declare and charge in which it fell back. So if you're going to bring in the flesh mower, you can still fall back and charge, which is actually really good because he has the fly keyword. So you can fly over units and then charge for free, which is awesome. So toughness 9, 10-inch move, wounds 10, obsec 3, save 3 up. So 3 up, 5 up. The flesh mower, it lost an AP, lost 2 attacks, but he also gained, I think, this. He's equipped with Plague Pro and Flesh Mower. So I guess you can't attack both, can you? Does it say if you can? Let me know if you can attack with both these, because it says he's equipped with Flesh Mower and Plague Probe, but it doesn't say select one of these when you're making attacks. So I think you still get both of these attacks. So basically you get 10 attacks with this, strength 7, so still wounding on 2s against toughness 4 infantry, 2 damage, and then 3 attacks, strength 6, AP 1, 1 damage. But your options are going to be this one, shooting 36 inches away, 2 damage, automatically wounding on 6s, or the Plague Probe, Flesh Mower in melee, but being able to fall back and charge is cool. And able to shoot and declare a charge when you fall back. So getting more distances into people's back lines. So you charge in, let's say they're still alive, and then, they charge, or you spend 2 CP for this guy to charge in during the opponent's turn. So the 1 CP or 2 CP strat to countercharge. So they charge in, you countercharge because you're fly, so you can fly over shit. So you countercharge in up to 6 inches, and then on your turn, you fall back 10 and then charge whatever you want to charge. So that's actually a really good combo with the bloat drone, charging in 2 CP and then flying over next turn and then killing some more. Plague Burst Crawler, definitely one of the best units still in Plague Marines. I had to pause and get another beer. All right, so I guess biggest thing we learned so far was combining this guy with the Bell dude getting out of a Rhino or something, or maybe even from reserves. So in your shooting phase, after this model has shot, if one or more of those attacks made with its Plague Burst mortar scored a hit against the enemy infantry unit, so it's just infantry, but that infantry unit must make a battle shock test. Then it's -2 to the battle shock test. So if most battle shocks are, let's say, leadership 6, they now have to roll over an 8 to score that battle shock test. Can you do multiple battle shocks each turn? Because let's say, or is it at the end of the shooting phase? In your shooting phase, after this model is shot, hit against infantry, that unit must make it. So basically you have multiple chances if people survive to take a battle shock test. So what are the chances of 3 8+ to be rolled? Somebody let me know in this comments, but 3 battle shock tests on an 8+, what's that statistic? Because if you're shooting like a big 10-man brick, you're going to be killing a bunch of them along the way, but they're going to have to make a battle shock test at -2 every single time. So we have movement 10, which is fast. Toughness 10, 2 up save, 5 up invuln save, wounds 12, obsec 4. So these guys are probably going to be following around Mortarion the entire time. Entropy cannon, lethal hits, 24-inch range. I think you have two entropy cannons. So we have 2 shots. Hitting on 3s. Not sure if you get +1 to hit only for blast with the one guy, or is it +1 to hit always if you see him within whatever. All right. Each time a friendly Death Guard model makes attack with blast weapon, targets invisible to the model. Okay, so it's just the blast weapon gets +1 to hit. So the mortars are the only ones that can be able to get +1 to hit. Let's go back to our Plague Burst Crawler. All right, so the only blast weapon we really got is this. So Plague Burst Mortar, Blast, Indirect Fire. I guess the Hellbrutes, right? If the Hellbrutes bring 3 plasma cannons that are Blast, they're going to be hitting on 2s. But Indirect Fire, lethal hits, 48-inch range, so super far, especially with speed 10. D3 or D6 plus 3 damage or 3 shots. So with the blast, if it's units of 5 or more, you're going to go minimum 4 per shot. And then ballistic skill 3 go down to a 2 because you get +1 to hit. Strength 8, AP 1, 2 damage. Yeah, and you're going to ignore cover, and you have indirect fire. So it's pretty good. And then the entropy cannon is 2 shots, hitting on 3s, strength 10, AP 3, D6 plus 1. It used to be D3 plus 3, I think. And that's it. So just battle shock test if your big cannon hits somebody, which if you're hitting on 2s because you ignore the indirect fire because of Mortarion, that's going to be really good. So I think 3 of these guys with Mortarion and the one guy is going to be really, really fucking good. Land Raider, move 10, toughness 12, 2 up save, no invuln, wound 16, obsec 5. Each time a unit disembarks from the model, so they have the assault ramp ability as well. Everything else basically stays the same. You can carry 12 models in that thing. So moves 10. So your Plague Marines or Terminators, I think, count as 2. So you can't bring cultists or boxwalkers, but each Terminator counts as 2 spaces. So you can bring basically a 5-man unit of Death Shroud and maybe one of the Plague Burst guy or the Plague Spear guy where you get to 4 rolls to wound. Or you bring 5 Blightlord Terminators with a Terminator leader. Or 10 Plague Marines and 2 leaders in the Plague Marine unit. So that way it's going to be able to move up 10 inches, you get out 3 inches, and then you could charge. So you basically, Plague Marines have a 13-inch movement with the charge with the Land Raider. So that's not bad. Yeah, everything else is basically the same. Just last cannons, heavy bolters, and havoc launchers. Let's go with the Predator Annihilator. Somebody was talking about bringing one of these guys in the backfield just to blow some shit. So it's funny because going from Chaos Space Marines to this, it's just a complete 180. But against monsters and vehicles, you roll the damage roll of 1. So if you roll the D6, because we always hate rolling that 1 for the D6, if you do happen to roll 1, you get a chance for free to re-roll the damage rolls. So this guy has basically the same thing as Chaos Space Marine, the Twin Predator Last Cannon, which is twin links. You get to reroll the wounds anyway, or 2 wound, but it's strength 14, which is going to wound most shit on 3s or 4s, vehicles. I mean, and then Last Cannon, you get 2 Last Cannons and 1 Predator Twin Last Cannon. I don't own any Predators whatsoever, so I'm gonna have to buy some Predators. But this is gonna be a long range firepower if you really want this to be hitting on 3s. And then Death Guard Predator Destructor. This is the infantry munching one. So you get the autocannon rapid fire 2. So anything within 24 inches, you're going to get 6 shots. Is that how that works? Rapid fire 2. Or do you just double? Well, that's fucking weird. So is rapid fire 2 6 shots on the autocannon? So it's 4 shots base, 6 shots then with rapid fire 2, which is really fucking good still, honestly. Like at 6 shots, hitting on 3, strength 9, AP 1, 3 damage. And then we have the right here. No, that's the combi weapon, sorry. Last cannon. Shit, does he not? No, so heavy bolters. You're probably going to be bringing heavy bolters and the autocannon because most of the time you're going to be infantry killing. But each time a model makes a ranged attack that targets an infantry, improve the armor penetration by 1. So you're going to be increasing this armor penetration 6 shots because it's 2 heavy bolters, sustain exploding 6s, lethal hits, and sustain hits. So exploding 6s and 6s do automatically wounding, but you get +1 of the armor penetration. So AP2 2 damage, and then AP2 3 damage. So this thing is going to definitely be killing infantry. Let me see if he was talking about this one or the other one. All right, so V was just talking about predators. So I mean, this isn't bad. I mean, we already are an infantry killing machine, but if you really want to kill the infantry, which there's still going to be a shit ton of infantry in 10th edition, this is definitely going to be the tank to do it. So you got your 2 damage for your regular Marines, and you got your 3 damage for your Terminators, wounding them on 2s most of the time. And then AP2. Yeah, so I think the most Predator you're going to see is going to be with the Death Guard compared to Chaos Space Marines. Death Guard Defiler, people were mentioning this thing. So movement 8, toughness 10, save 3 up, 5 up, invuln save, 14 wounds, OBSEC 5. I didn't think it was super clutch in the Chaos Space Marine, but now with -1 toughness aura, you're basically wounding almost everything on a 2+. Strength 16, so this thing with the tank assault gets 16 attacks, and then +2 dice, so 18 dice, and anything on I think a 4+, you take a mortal wound, max 6. So when this thing charges in, you're most likely going to be doing 4 to 6 mortal wounds before you even attack. And every attack is -3 AP, D6 +1 damage. 5 attacks, and then the extra attacks is 3 attacks, strength 12, AP2 or AP1, 2 damage. Each time the model makes a normal advance fallback move, it can move over friendly monsters or vehicles without them being there, and you can move over terrain features of 4 or less without it being there. Everything else, so we got the Defiler Cannon, which is blast, 48 inches, D3 or D6 +3, so minimum 5 shots because it's whatever D6 +1 because of blast. Strength 10, AP1, 3 damage. And then Twin Heavy Bolter, lethal hits, sustain hits 1, twin linked. So rerolling the wounds. You get, what does he come with? Defiler Cannon, Reaper Autocannon. Reaper Autocannon, devastating wounds. What else? Twin Heavy Flamer and Defiler Claw. So you can get rid of the Autocannon for 1 Twin Plague Heavy Bolter. And 1 Havoc. Yeah, so that's about it. So I don't know. I owned a Defiler and I took it apart to add to my Drop Claw. So I can say I had a Defiler. I do not now anymore. But 14 wounds is a fucking lot of wounds. 3 up, 5 up invuln. Toughness 10. And munches, kills infantry from 48 inches away. And munches them in combat too. So not bad. Death Guard Rhino. So this has the firing deck too. Chaos Space Marine do not have a firing deck, which hopefully they fact that, but you can shoot 2 models out of the firing deck if you want to use your Rhino as a whatchamacallit, a malignant plague caster, shooting something 12 inches away. It could basically move up 12 and then shoot inside it from 12 inches away. So 24-inch threat for -2 attacks is pretty cool. Till the start, you regain 1 lost wound. So yeah, I think honestly they just forgot to put this in the Chaos Space Marine Rhino. But it also has the Nurgle's Gift. And that's about it. Nothing crazy on top of it. But speed 12, toughness 9, 3 up save, 10 wounds, 2 OBSEC. So it's going to be your Plague Marine delivering system. So 12-inch moves, they can move 12, get out 3, or they can get out the extra 3 inches from the Rhino from behind a wall, which is what I've been doing for Plague Marines for a while now. So, and you can bring 12 models in it, so they added 2 to the thing just because of all the leaders and the abilities. And then Mortarion, we got Morty. Do we have anything else? Yeah, we got some extra shit at the bottom. All right. So we got Morty, which we talked about in his own specific video right when they first released him. We talked about him, and I'm super excited about him. They actually increased his save to a 2+. He's got a 4-up invuln save and a 5-up feel no pain. So 2-up, 4-up, 5-up feel no pain. At the start of the battle round, select one of the abilities over here, and then while a Death Guard unit is within 6 inches, you ignore any and all modifiers to characteristics and any and all roll or tests made, excluding modifiers or saving throws. So basically he ignores everything but AP modifiers. That means that you ignore the -1 damage, the movement, the -1 to hit, -1 to wound. Like, you ignore literally everything besides AP. So this guy should be in almost every single list. I think he's really fucking good. He's got 2 pistols, which I think they were leaving in the comments below, where you can shoot both because you are a monster. But you can shoot this and the pistol because you're a monster. Somebody let me know if that's true. But you can shoot the psychic and a pistol because you're a monster. It's blast, 18 inches, so basically devastating wounds, lethal hits, and it's psychic, so 18-inch range, d6 +3, hitting on 2, strength 7, AP 2, 1 damage, and the lantern is sustain hits d3. So every time you get a 6 to hit, or if you do roll 6, it's an extra d3 on top of that. Strength 9, AP 3, 3 damage. So being able to shoot that in and out of combat, I think, because it's a monster now. What else? I just didn't understand why he only has 5 attacks. I think he used to have 21 attacks or something when he did a sweep before. But this should be 2 damage. I think since he's a Primarch and he has one of the biggest fucking blades in the entire game, and he's one of the biggest models in the entire game, he should have a damage 2 weapon. But he's got 15 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 7, AP 1, 1 damage. That's just going to murder 15 basically infantry models that are just 1 wound. Lethal hits, so he basically auto wounding if he gets a 6. And then the strike is 5 attacks, hitting on 2s, no rerolls, which is weird. No rerolls, but strength 14, which is super heavy, -3 AP, 4 damage, flat 4 damage. It should be d6 +4 in my opinion, but 4 damage. So that's about it. While friendly Death Guard unit is within 6 inches, each time a range attack targets that unit, models in the unit have the benefit of cover. So basically, everything within 6 inches of Morty gets cover saves. So if he's running out with an entire army behind him, they're getting cover saves. And they're all ignoring all the extra shit. While Death Guard unit is within 6 inches, each time the model makes an attack, reroll the wound roll 1. So if you really want to do really hard damage that turn, you're going to be able to reroll the wound roll of 1. So him, I guess with all the Plague Burst crawlers around him, you can proc this instead just to get the reroll of 1 to wound on basically everything. And it's within 6 inches. And then this one, while within 12 inches, add 3 to the contagion range of that unit. So that's going to help increase the feel no pain for your Demon Prince and increase the feel no pain. I guess that's it. Just -1 toughness to really everything. Anything that has a contagion range that needs to boost up the contagion range, they add 3 inches to that. Most of the time, you're probably going to be using these 2. So, and this is at the start of the battle round. At the start of the battle round, select one of the abilities. Yeah, so basically, this doesn't matter if it's your turn or their turn. At the start of the battle round, select one of the abilities of the Plague Host selection, see less until the start of the next battle round. So basically, even if you don't go first, you're still going to be able to get cover on everybody. So 2 up, 4 up in cover. So you're ignoring basically everything AP 1. And you have a 5 up feel no pain. Plus, he's not, this is the biggest thing, he's not obscuring. So he's not the, whatchamacallit, where you can always be seen and see. So he's going to be able to be blocked by terrain, which honestly was the biggest reason why we couldn't use him before, because fucking Tau railguns would just take him off the table. 2 railguns killed Mortarion every time I ran him. Because we have one of the best Tau players in the world in our meta. And yeah, he just dies to 2 railguns. But now he can't because he can't be seen. So you don't want to put him in reserves. You want to start him on the table at the start of the round, battle round. You can choose to be in cover for basically everybody. So everybody within 6 inches of Morty can be in cover. He has fly, but now with the fly rules, if you go above the building, you have to measure up and then down. So most of the time he's going to have to fucking run around buildings, or start him on the other side of the building so that way he can't be seen. So where you place him is going to be kind of clutch to start, but not bad. I cannot wait to put him on the fucking table. Death Guard Icon Bearer. What does he get? While this model is leading unit, add 1 to the objective control ability once per battle at the end of your movement phase. This model can use the ability if it does until the start of the next command phase. This model's unit is treated to have a contagion range of 12 inches. Cool. So, fuck. All right, so if this guy... Yeah, so here we go. If this guy is with... Hold on, hear me out. We're going to do a tactical video, don't worry. We're going to do a tactical video for all the armies that I'm doing. Specifically, Chaos Space Marine, Death Guard, Grey Knights, Sisters, Custodes. Those are going to be the armies that we play, me personally, until we spread out to more. But if we combine that with this Bell motherfucker. Where's the Bell guy? Come on. Where is the Bell guy? I literally passed the Bell guy. I'm sorry. Let me where the fuck's the Bell guy? I found the Bell guy. So if this guy is with a Plague Marine unit, let's say a 5-man, right? So 5-man Plague Marine unit with this guy, with that guy, you increase the contagion range by 12. Or to 12. So while an enemy unit is within contagion range of this model, it's now 12. Each time a battle shock or leadership test is taken, subtract 2 from the test roll. So this guy moves 12 with the Rhino, gets out 3, that's 15, plus 12, that's 27 inches away. Anything that's 27 inches away from that Rhino is going to be -2 to leadership and battle shock tests. I actually had this guy put together. He's actually over there on the wall somewhere. So this guy is going to be added to my 3 Plague Burst Crawler unit. Because when the Plague Burst Crawler unit hits an enemy, they have to take a battle shock test. 3 basically fucking tests a turn. This was going to be combined with somebody else. Somebody else basically forced battle shock tests or had good battle shock tests to begin with. All right, so that seems like a pretty good combo. 3 Plague Burst Crawlers just kind of shooting everywhere. You can have a Demon Prince with wings force a battle shock test, but that's not really going to be worth it. I think having this guy with the other Bell guy kind of run out and everything within 12 inches that is -2 to leadership and battle shock tests, and then you kind of have more like a shooting kind of army because everything that is half their starting strength has to do a battle shock test every command phase. So units that are below half strength are almost going to be kind of pointless because they're going to have to take a battle shock test every turn. And if they're -2 because of that fucking Bell guy, that's actually going to be a really good combo. So this guy, I don't have an icon guy, so I'm going to have to find or buy an icon guy to put this with the Plague Marine unit to combo with the Bell guy. Yeah, that's oh, and he can potentially steal objectives in the center because once you kind of run out of the Rhino or whatever, you can then get +1 to your OBSEC on that unit. So if the unit is OBSEC 2, they go to OBSEC 3. So your 5-man Plague Marine unit is going to be 10, 3 each. That's 15. So your 15 OBSEC Plague Marine unit hopefully should be able to steal the fucking objective from the center or a objective. Yeah, that's a good combo. All right, let's go with this guy. I actually just bought this guy recently. Toughness 10, 3 up, 12 wounds. What does he do? He's got Noxious Stink. Ignores cover, 6-inch range, 2d6, strength 3, AP 0, okay. Infiltrators. The fuck does that mean? So I think he can start outside of 9 inches of the enemy deployment zone. Or, while a friendly Death Guard unit is wholly within 6 inches of this fortification, each time attack targets that unit, subtract 1 from the hit roll. Oh, shit. Good thing I bought this thing. Death Guard unit. So basically, anybody. Not infantry, just anybody. But it has to be wholly within 6 inches. So maybe bring in 2 of these guys and just give everybody fucking -1 to hit. So now Morty is also -1 to hit. 2 up save, 4 up invuln save, 5 up feel no pain, and in cover. Sure. Each time a range attack is allocated. Each time attack targets a unit. So this is how it was before. It's an attack, so it's in melee as well. So while a unit is wholly within 6 inches of fortification, each time an attack targets a unit, so it's -1 to hit in melee and shooting, which is fucking awesome. Each time a range attack is allocated to a model, if that model is not fully visible to every model in the attacking unit because of this fortification, that model has the benefit of cover. So I think that's the same as the crown as I was reading in Chaos Space Marine. I didn't really understand it. Like, it really benefits, I think, both sides. So if I can't fully see that enemy unit, they get +1 to their cover save. But if they also can't see me fully, I get +1 to my cover save. But with Mortarion, you're going to get +1 to your cover save anyway. So yeah, it's not not super beneficial. But while an enemy unit is wholly within engagement range of 1 or more fortification. Okay, so I guess they're doing this for every fortification because this was the same as the Chaos Space Marine one. That unit could still be selected to target as a range attack. So if somebody's in engagement range with this thing, you can still shoot it. Just subtract 1 from the hit roll. Models in the unit do not need to take this desperate escape attacks when falling back. So if you fall back, you don't have to take a desperate escape unless you're moving other models to do so. Okay, so I definitely would bring this guy just because of the -1 to hit. And that's melee and shooting. So putting this guy, it's infiltrate. So putting that outside I guess 9 inch deployment zone or anywhere really on the table, that's gonna be clutch. Wounds 12, toughness 10, 3 up save. And that's about it. So just basically -1 to hit in combat and in range. So fortification, somebody let me know how far you can put a fortification away. We probably don't know yet, honestly, but how far can you put a fortification from other ruins or other terrain features? Because if I could put this, right next to the center objective and just be like, all right, my entire army is in cover, -1 to hit, 6 up feel no pain if you're infantry because of the Demon Prince. Like that's going to be pretty huge. And that's the last thing. So 70 different pages. Again, I'm going to be doing a tactical guide for each of our armies that we're playing, but the ones I'm most excited for, honestly, is probably the Lord of Virulence. Virulence. I fucking terrible names. That thing, the 6 up feel no pain, Demon Prince, the Plague Marines, obviously, but the full rerolls Death Shroud Terminator unit. Typhus seems super fucking fun with a Poxwalker unit, just fucking like coming in from reserves and just killing a bunch of like chaff in the backfield. Like he's gonna be super fun. He's one of my favorite characters in the game. Mortarion, obviously. So honestly, my guys, my list is going to be Mortarion, 3 Plague Burst Crawlers, Plague Marines, a bunch of characters, the floated Blade Drones, the probably 6 Terminators, 3 to 6 Terminator units with the full rerolls to wound. These fucking guys I completely forgot about, like the Scout 6 Cultist units. What? Yes, please. 20 Poxwalkers with Typhus, the Bell guy with a 5-man and a Rhino. This guy, not sure if I'm going to be testing. I'm going to test everybody, but this guy, not sure if he's needed exactly in the beginning. Tallyman, again, not sure about. This guy, definitely. Maybe. Not sure about the Terminators. Yes. Hellbrute, probably 1 just for a platform to shoot. Spawn, fuck yes. These guys, yes. Yes. Land Raider, maybe test out the Land Raider. The Predators, yeah. So the fucking, this one, Predator Destructor, I need to fucking buy some Predators. But increasing the armor pen by 1, and also all the infantry killing it's gonna have is gonna be huge. Defiler, Rhino, yes. Mortarian, fuck yes. And that's gonna be it. So I really want to do a couple of videos. I'm probably going to be playing with myself. If you guys seen that video, it's me playing versus myself. It was Grey Knights versus Death Guard. And once I really get the rules down for 10th edition and kind of memorizing all the stuff that these guys have, I'm going to be printing out probably these data cards on Staples or something, going out and printing them so that way I have them, you know, in person. But we're going to be testing out a bunch of games coming up in 10th edition. So many videos are coming up, guys, for 10th edition. Make sure you're hitting subscribe and the notification bell so these videos pop up for you guys. We are very in the competitive scene, so we're going to be running very competitive lists and ideas. Go over to Discord so you guys can post ideas and tactics and stuff like that. There's a bunch of fucking awesome dirtbag nation over there. If you guys are interested in the competitive scene for 10th edition, definitely join the competitive dirtbag. You get to message me one-on-one and send me lists, ideas, tactics, any questions whatsoever. If you guys are a Patreon for the competitive or Grandmaster, make sure you guys are sending me messages on Discord so that way I know you guys are asking questions and you want to get games in. TTS games for Grandmasters and lists that you want me to that you want to see live me play on a battle report is Grandmasters. Competitive dirtbags are going to be guys that just want to message me one-on-one and go over tactics and ideas. And then if you guys really just like the content, you want to support the channel, have more videos of like this pop up, that's going to be just $1 to $5 a month for Patreon. So I honestly, final opinion, don't think these guys look terrible. Everybody thought they were D tier like Art of War. I don't agree that they're D tier. I think they're going to have insane objectives. Being able to get super high on points in the beginning of the game, especially with the scout moves of 6 with those fucking cultists, and being able to shoot and battle shock most of the army with a 12-inch fucking aura is going to be really scary to deal with. So Morty, 3 Plague Bears Crawlers, Plague Marines, Rhino, Foulblade the Flesh Mower guys, and the Destral Terminators with a couple leaders. That's going to be my list starting off. So guys, let me know in the comments below what you think, what you liked, what you didn't like, and go over to Discord to join it. And I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching this super long video. And Grey Knights are coming out tomorrow. So good luck, and we'll see you in another video soon.